How's it going, everybody? We are back. Hope everyone's having a good ass day today. Because it is, in fact, at the end of the day, a good ass day. Last day before we get Warhammer Skulls. It's gonna be massive for Warhammer gamers. How's it going, Rodar? Hope you, too, are having a good day, and I hope you're just as excited as I am for Warhammer Skulls tomorrow. I'm excited. I'm really hyped about it. It's gonna be news for Rogue Trader. It's gonna be news for Space Marine 2. It's gonna be a good ass day. I am quite excited. But it's time to continue with our journey. The leaks and the teases imply that there's going to be some Night Lords involved with the new season of Rogue Trader, so that's going to be very interesting. I think Night Lords are a pretty interesting enemy. I like TTRPG Rogue Trader. Yeah, I like it a lot. Your uniform looks odd on you soldiers. It belonged to someone else. How'd you make it out alive? Okay, this guy's gonna lead us into an ambush, but unfortunately for him, we know this already. So he's just gonna get fuckled. And buckled. Character creator feels so correct. Yeah, I like Rogue Trader a lot. It's really, really good. Some stuff here and there that it could have been better, but it's still a very good game. Okay, we are soloing, so we can only use Tosh for stuff. Which does mean that we need to do it like this. We gotta. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is.
There is a fervor in my soul. Failure stings.
Yeah. Talking about tabletop RPG version. Haven't played the video game version yet. Oh, I never got around to playing it. Apparently, Hartuner has been wanting to try it out. So that might be an interesting thing to try out sometime. Cut his ass down. And he even confirmed our belief at the end, so... Alright, this is gonna be a rough one, because there's gonna be enemies here, here, and over here as well. Got rebel troopers all around us. some reason it wouldn't let me
Your existence
start
is
it myself.
naught but ashes.
I'll bleed you dry.
But that's okay. Pascal, stay down there. As before, we want them to stack up so we can set one of them on fire and then spread the fire. The more of them get in this area, the better for me. A little too close. We are going to hit this fire starter. He's got a lot of health. No.
I need
So-
no guidance.
Hit that. Yep. These guys are melee, so they actually have more movement than I would have given them credit for. But yeah, if we're over here, they shouldn't reach us. I didn't do the math, but should be correct.
Show me what you've got. Let's get to it. I'm here, maggot.
That guy's dead,
Descend
so
upon the weak.
okay.
Time to slaughter someone.
Let's make it quick.
All right, we're gonna see them stacking up a lot.
Let's get to it.
Ooh, that's not good. That's my turn skipped. We're dead. Let's try and take out the melees first instead of focusing on the big target instead. Damn it. I accidentally skipped my own turn. I didn't mean to. I don't want to skip my own turn because then I'm going to die. Okay, so yep.
Let's get to it. Show me what you've got. Let's get to it. I'm here, maggot.
Out of my way.
Time to slaughter someone.
Purpose guides me.
Let's move a little further back, because I'm pretty sure this guy's going to be able to get close enough to use that flamer. Okay, they're stacked. A bunch of them are going to stack up here.
Let's get to it.
I'll be able to detonate all of them. Okay, these are all dead.
Hold on.
Let's get to it. I'm here, maggot. Time to slaughter.
Damn it, you can see them, so that is applying the thing to them. It doesn't super matter, but still.
One step closer.
He's dead.
Get to it.
Here we go.
Show me what you've got.
Nice. Fire. Hit him with a storm of the shit. Not gonna die, but might try to get away from me. Ooh, you missed.
Purpose guides me.
Oh, that's not good. But he's dead anyway. Fire. More fire. And go over here with cover. And let him burn. Ow. And explode. Pyromancy's dog. It's pretty good. That's 2 injuries. Huh. Interesting. So, we lost weapon skill, ballistic skill, and agility and movement. Those are bad.
Powers unseen uncover my path.
Thankfully, we're gonna get a rest before
I see the forbidden.
we go to the next area, which I'm more concerned about than this part, but still not good to have that on. Make sure we don't miss stuff.
Embrace true power.
We've got 2 gunners over there. The rest of these are... Okay, let's hit this gunner. Let's hit him again. Okay, he should die now. He's not going to. Endure and hide here. So they can't shoot at me.
Let's make it quick.
And let's see what they can do.
Let's get to it.
I really thought that they wouldn't be able to do that. But I guess they can. Yep. Hit that guy with fire. He's dead.
I won't waste.
I'm happy about getting the thick skin for the, which is a warrior perk, I guess, because it significantly increased our durability. But at the same time, kinda wish I already had the thing that makes my psychic attacks spread to nearby targets.
So
Let's go over here where we have cover.
Discord.
This guy's dead. Fire. Let's go. So what does this do? You know what? Let's try that.
I will triumph.
That's damage. Please survive. I want to blow you up. Oh. Sad. But eventually we'll have, eventually we will have the Molten Beam, which is even stronger. We just needed to get Firestorm first. So that's kind of a necessity. We needed it. Okay, so we've got the Officer's Chainsword, Fortress World Origin Mesh Vest, and some fire grenades. It's not bad. I lose out on some dodge. Because one is light armor and the other is medium. But I gain a lot of armor. 35% armor against ranged attacks is really nice. So is the extra toughness. Okay, this is going to be a difficult fight. There's going to be a lot of demons here. It's really just going to be a matter of action economy, though.
A revelation was sent to me. Empyrean guides my gaze.
Make sure... Alright. Rough. Very rough stuff.
I am not afraid to embrace the revelations that make others shriek and cover. That is the difference between me.
He talks a lot.
Time to leave my mark upon the galaxy. I see the forbidden.
And final one. Yeah, we did it. Cool.
Perfection. The absurdity of your struggle amuses me.
Let the blood flow.
See, there's a lot of them here, right? Their leader's also pretty bulky. Okay. Hopefully this draws a bunch of them my way. There's also the steam there, which will hurt them. They should only be coming towards me and not Pascal, which is good. Means they're not gonna attack the second character, which isn't even meant to be there. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, see, he's calling in a bunch of demons. Which is part of the reason why we gotta kill him fast. Now, demons are actually pretty weak against fire. It's one of their weaknesses. Not good that I'm on fire, but I'll be able to clear it on my turn when I use Endure. So. Yep. This guy dies. Yep, dead. That guy's gonna get killed there. That guy's gonna get a little bit too close and get taken out. Okay. Maybe we should have gone here, though. I'm a little uncomfortable being this close to a bunch of people with guns. Even if I'm behind cover and all that shit.
Laughable.
So if I hit one of these cultists, they'll destroy themselves. Right? I hope. So let's do this. Get away. Armor up. Maybe I no, because he's just gonna die. He's not gonna explode. Nice. Armor up. I don't know that I should back off further. 3, 4, 5, 6. They'll be on top of me. Let's go here. What the f... Okay. I don't know why the fuck he did that. That's not what I told him to do. So he made that shit up for some reason, I guess.
Purpose guides me.
This sword deals extra damage based on the Veil degradation. Let's see. I don't see how I win after the game blundered me like that, but hey. Okay. So. They're gonna hit me. Oh great, he's not dead. Yep. Thank you, game. Can we not cheat this time, yeah? Can we not do random bullshit where you put me back in the exact same position that I just left and that I told you to not go back to? So, yeah, let's try that again without the bullshit. It's gonna be great, guys. It's gonna be perfect. It's gonna go exactly the way I want it to, because this time the game isn't going to make shit up.
I march for power. Your Emperor won't save you. To the weak, chaos guides.
Okay, so here they come. I can safely ignore any cultist that's moving through here, because they're just going to take damage and then explode at the end of their turn, because they're going to be below half health.
To non-believers.
Any anointed cultists. It's only the acolytes that I need to worry about damaging. Because, number one, they won't die instantly, and then they're all going to stack up around here, which means I can set them all on fire with a firestorm.
Guides me, death to the weak.
Yeah, he's gonna summon the blue horrors.
Chaos guides me. I serve the ruinous powers. Death to non-believers.
Now he explodes, he's gonna hit all of these guys. Very nice. That guy's dead, that guy's on fire, he's dead. Cool, 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 cool. Nice.
Chaos guides me.
And yeah, as you see, they're all stacking up here.
Death to the weak. Chaos guides me.
Set fire there. Very nice, they're all on fire now. Armor up. Will this hit them? It'll hit that one. That's not the one that I needed hit. It'll be fine. We're gonna make some distance. They're all on fire, they're all taking damage.
I serve the ruinous powers.
He missed. Yep, let him keep taking damage. Very good. I have super high willpower, which means that these guys are going to struggle to actually get away from the warp fire. Blue Horror is also going to get all the way up here. I'll be able to blow them all up. That one's dead. That one isn't. But I'll be able to kill him with an additional warp fire or an additional ignite. There, now they're both dead. We just have to wait for them to approach. What's your psi rating, dude? Fucking... Because, I'll be honest. First of all, your willpower is ass. You're meant to be a psyker, but I see nothing here to make me think that you're a powerful one. Like, what were you planning? Like, you're just a little shitter who hears voices. That's it? That's all you can do? Okay, I guess. Ooh. You're just some dipshit who can hear voices in his head. Ooh, I can do that too. Check this out. Someone clip that. That shit was hilarious.
Ruin beckons.
Ow. Ha. What the fuck? Okay, so I'll be completely honest here. I really expected this fight to be a lot harder. Like, just being completely honest. Just a regular psychic staff, right? Warmonger boots. That was a good music transition. Okay, so give me a second. I'm just going to take care of doing that clip. I don't know if that actually did it. No, I can't clip it anymore. Oh well, too long. Too much time passed. Oh well. Rip. I'll just grab it, I'll just grab it later if nobody clipped it. Alright, we've got Daring Breach upgrade, our first. Now, this would be pretty good. But we don't actually have that high strength. Where do we have it here? Yeah, see, our strength is only 30. Our thing is willpower. Hello there, Ant-Man from Wish. Okay, that hurt my feelings. But only a little bit. I'll take it out on the heretics, it's fine. This is pretty good. I'll take that, I guess. And give him logic, sure.
The world trembles beneath my feet.
You're bored? Well, we're suffering. We are going through solo unfair in a game that is not meant to be played on either of those. Just finished a pretty big fight, too. Which, I'll be honest, I thought would be a lot harder. But I guess I'm just that good, you know? It's just the way it is.
Predictable.
Ah, puta! Dark Souls 2 taught you well. Yes. Even though these are completely different games with absolutely no transferable mechanics. I'm good at I'm good at Rogue Trader because of Dark Souls 2. Because they're both RPGs, you see.
There is a
Oh, you did not! But I did. You see, I'm hilarious. Let's try and do it like this.
bitter taste of defeat.
Because we can just, yeah, make multiple attempts. Ooh, armor against warp damage is not bad, and onslaught is actually really good. Might come in handy sometime. Up we go.
Time to leave my mark upon the galaxy.
I know this place is full of booby traps.
A revelation was sent to me. How fascinating.
Each of these will give us a little bit of XP if we pass the check. It's not a lot, but it's a bit.
Triumphant, as always.
What's this? I'll save that for somebody else.
Let's seize the opportunity.
Okay, now there's gonna be a pretty big fight here. Which She's gonna include even a sniper on her roof.
My ascension has only just begun.
You, go sit over there, Pasky. Nail his ass.
Is naught but ashes.
No, you won't. So there's 3 elites here. We've got the Frightened Rebel. We've got the Gloomy Rebel. And there's a 3rd one around here somewhere. Sharpshooter Rebel, which is up here. These are the 3 main targets here. Sharpshooter Rebel is the dangerous one. They've got slightly higher ballistic skill, they got the sniper rifle, which is gonna fuck us up at long range. So we want to stay in cover against him at all times. Because otherwise, that's gonna happen to us. But I don't care that it happens to Pascal. So I'm not bothered by that at all. Not even a little bit. See, this one's blinded, so we don't have too much to worry about her in melee or ranged. See, because she's never gonna fucking hit us. The Gloomy Rebel isn't blind, but she's got a shotgun, so she'll have to get close to us. Dangerous if she manages to get close, but until then, we're fine. The real danger here is just this guy, who has reach to us, like, no matter what.
I need no guidance.
We basically need to just not give him line of sight, and unfortunately, there's nowhere where we can do that. We just need to stay behind cover at all times.
Let's get to it.
Let's get to it.
Let's get to it.
Let's get to it.
Done. Here we go.
On in, maggot. Time to slaughter someone.
Let's
How are you?
make it quick.
Oh, she healed? Okay, you... Actually, no, I don't need to kill you. I can just... Because I don't trigger attacks of opportunity with my spells.
Scared yet?
Let's get to it.
So that's an officer. Ow.
Hold on.
Let's get to it.
This is not the end.
Well, excuse you. My turn, actually. The fuck? The fuck? Why are we skipping my turn? My turn isn't to be skipped.
Let's get to it. On in, maggot.
1 second here.
One.
Damn.
Out of my way.
Let's get to
I
it.
shall repay your strike, shan't I?
Good. Good miss.
One step closer.
The things I'm most worried about are the melee enemies.
See what you've got. Let's get to it.
Hold on.
The chick with the shotgun is an officer, so she's mostly focused on giving other people turns.
Go. Let's make it quick.
Time to slaughter someone.
Let's get to it.
Ow. I'm not gonna reload. We'll just keep going.
Scared yet?
A little bit.
Let's get to it. Show me what you've got.
This is, I believe, the last or second to last fight, so it's okay to take a bit of extra damage.
Here, maggots. Here we go. Time to slaughter someone.
Let's get to it.
Okay. Fire, and then spread it like butter. Let's move a little closer, because we are eventually going to have to kill that sharpshooter.
Scared yet? Let's get to it. Show me what you've got.
Damn, they are fucking landing all the shots, huh? Am I behind cover or not?
Here we go. Purpose guides me. The ruin beckons.
I am. I'm pretty sure I'm behind cover. My stance is different than theirs. And it's tall cover, so it's reducing the odds of me getting shot by a lot.
Let's make it quick.
That rebel's gonna die. Most of those guys aren't gonna move, they're just gonna shoot.
Out of my way.
I'm here, maggots.
Let's get to it.
Very good that they're all around that one that's on fire. I'll be able to spread this around very nicely. I think I'm in a good position, so I'm just gonna save. And let's keep going.
Time to slaughter someone. Scared yet?
No. Damn. Damn, these motherfuckers are landing all their shots. Except for the sharpshooter, which is kind of funny to me. Okay, that'll take out the gloomy rebel and that rebel trooper. Very good. I guess I have to kill this one next. She's close enough that she's a threat. I'm gonna run over here, which will put me in melee range with her, which is going to give her a debuff with her ranged attacks. And if she tries to move out, I'll get to hit her.
Let's make it quick.
Also puts me in a position where I can hit them with fire. Good miss. Ooh, very nice.
I will not stoop to this.
What do you mean no line of sight?
This is beneath me.
Being dumb for some reason. Alright, I'm gonna clear these two out. Go back here,
Ravage
armor up.
and conquer.
She may try to escape, she may not. We'll see. That one dies. Hello! Ooh, not good. That sniper has us down to our last 5 hit points.
Show me what you've got.
So let's getting a little tighter than I would like it to be. Which isn't something I ever thought I'd say.
Purpose guides me.
Okay. Miss. Thank you. Let's increase the amount of warp issues that are happening so that we can kill this chick really easy. Ooh, lowered my willpower. I don't like that. Oh wait, why do I have trauma? I shouldn't have trauma. Let's... I think what may have happened is that I took too many fresh injuries, which then stack up into no line of sight. Bullshit, if he can see me, I can see him. I think it's just out of range. So I need to be one step closer. Please miss. Still alive, you fat fuck. He's not even fat.
I need no guidance.
And now it's just a matter of exchanging attacks until he dies. Not me, I'm not gonna die. I could never. Mostly because I'm cheating. Kind of. Not really cheating, I'm just saving the game. So if he succeeds, I can just whoop. But it's not going to be necessary because he's not going to hit me. That's just the way it is.
Purpose guides me.
And he's dead. Fucking got him. Woo! That was tight. Very tight. This gives the extra armor to everything, not just ranged attacks, so I'll go with that. Oh, this is a heretic's armor, huh? I see. Destroy that. Has to be with this one. But I'll save first.
My aspirations transcend humanity.
Because no matter what, he'll use whoever's highest, and if I don't have the option to use my character, I'll use one of the others. But if I do, then I'll use my character to solve the problem. But we are forced to bring Pascal along for this, so... Let's pop that open. Moved a little faster than I expected him to. Kinda startled me. For now, you can have this, because you're the one with the sniper. This doesn't trigger at all. Fuck me, we have negative resolve right now. That's not good. You can use bolters. But I'll leave it for, I'll leave it to compare with Argenta's Flamer. Because it might just be better than what she's got. Powers unseen, uncover my path. Bro's got a sexy-ass voice, I'm not gonna lie, the heretic. As a loyal servant myself, I completely understand how somebody might fall. Why the fuck would you do that? I can completely understand why somebody might fall for the wiles of the heretic when he sounds like that.
The world trembles beneath my feet.
Okay, we're almost done here. We just have a few more things to check on. Almost done exploring. It's just this arrow. Oh my god, fuck. Go take a break over there, Pascal.
I will not stoop to this. The absurdity of your struggle amuses me.
Okay, they're all gonna move. Hopefully, a bunch of them stack up around this guy. Missed.
Out of my way.
Yeah, that's what I like to see.
Chaos guides me.
I like that a little less. Okay, he's dead. That guy's hurt. What's this? Dark Prayer. 30% will start praying to their dark gods at the end of their turn. At the start of the region next turn, failure is executed by +1 and the gods answer the prayer. 40% psychic phenomena, 30% heal, 20% nothing happens, 10%. That's bad. This still solo run? Or is it undoable? Still solo. There's a few sections where you are forced to have a party member, but I have Pascal sitting over here. Fuck! Reload. Yeah, we're not fighting a chaos spawn right now. Just not doing that. That's just not a thing we're gonna be doing. The warp is deaf to my prayers! Ah! I don't know how anybody could be deaf to your prayers. You're loud as fuck, bitch! Okay. Dead, 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 dead. Not dead. That one also not dead. But that's okay. And yeah, you see here all of my trauma? Yeah.
Such is the will of chaos.
You missed. Nice. He's gonna die before he can turn into anything. I'm still gonna save. I serve the ruinous powers. Rah! You serve them very poorly. You've got a flamethrower and you still missed. Ow, puta.
I will triumph.
Okay, this guy's gonna die.
Tribute.
Why did I take fire damage? Why did I take the fire damage multiple times? Like, what the fuck was that? Whatever. That was dumb. I shouldn't have tried that. I always find this type of gameplay would be very easy. Yeah, the game isn't, like, particularly hard, but part of the reason why it's easy is because I set up my character to be very strong, right? So, it's kind of like a mixture of the game not being necessarily, like, super hard, but at the same time, there is a part of it that is because I'm just good at the game, right? And I pick the correct things to buff my character with. So this will kill him. Take cover right here. Your argument is that you're him? Really? Yes. But no, my argument is that the game itself isn't that hard. I think the game is at a fair level of difficulty. And once a game is at a fair level of difficulty, as soon as you understand how to play the game well, you can make it look easy. Right? I don't think somebody who isn't familiar with all the systems of the game could do this. But somebody who is can absolutely do this. I don't think I'm the best player, but I think I'm good. I'm a good player. I would say I'm a very good player. Ah! See, I can't win if a Chaos Spawn shows up. Which is a problem, because there's going to be a point where we have to fight Chaos Spawns. But at that point, I'll probably fight him without 6 traumas. Or 4, I guess.
Amidst the carnage, I find purpose. This is beneath me.
10% chance that they turn into Chaos Spawns is a lot higher than I thought it would be. Well, actually not even 10%. 3%. Because it's 30 and then 10% on top of that. There's a 3% chance per turn that one of these motherfuckers turns into a Chaos Spawn. Not good that you're still alive. Yeah, whatever, you're gonna die anyway. We're getting some good, perils of the warp at Veil. Nah, I meant this genre's a bit too easy. Like, aside from the Souls gameplay being the meta for devs, I found only RPG, action, adventure, and roguelite has the potential to be hard. I can see that. A lot of the times when a turn-based RPG is hard, it's because there's a numerical difficulty, right? And you have to strategize around that. And that's kind of what you're seeing here. There is absolutely a numerical difficulty. I'm abusing certain mechanics in order to be able to survive. But as soon as you surpass that numerical difficulty through the use of mechanics and strategy, like in this case, I'm using Endure to increase my durability significantly. 90% build dependent. Yes, that's where the difficulty is, right? I'm using Endure here to give myself damage reduction and extra health, and on top of that, I have, like, by default, damage reduction, which I stack up to turn myself into someone who is tough enough to survive the attacks of these guys. If I didn't do that, this would be impossible. Because I've tried this with other builds that didn't do that, and it was impossible, right? Even on lower difficulties, it was.
Purpose guides me.
RPG first boss, 150 AP. Second boss, 99999. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of games that do that. For example, the Pathfinder games from Owlcat, the same guys who made Rogue Trader, were difficult in a way that wasn't fun because the numerical difference of the enemies wasn't surpassed through strategy. It was surpassed through abusing certain game mechanics in a way that wasn't interesting. Like, you basically had to ignore several of the classes in the game in order to be able to compete at higher difficulties. And I don't think that that's fun in an RPG. Rogue Trader is interesting because you can do a very hard playthrough like this with pretty much any class. When a game difficulty is how long the fights are, then it's not difficult, it's boring. I agree. But when I say a numerical advantage, I mean, like, in a turn-based RPG, a lot of things are done through mathematics. And unless you do things right... Oh, he's talking about that. Unless you do things right, there comes a time where the math becomes impossible for you unless you get impossibly lucky, right? It's the same as this, but that one gives a bit of extra toughness. So, unless you get impossibly lucky, the math is just impossible for you, right? I hate luck-based games so much. Exactly, right? Which is why I find this game interesting, because it's not luck. It's maths, understanding the systems, and understanding the gameplay mechanics. It's strategy and preparation. Because I've done the preparation, I am able to strategize my way around a fight that, by all means, should be impossible. It's why I enjoy turn-based games so much. It's why I enjoy D&D and Baldur's Gate and all that stuff so much, because the preparation is the thing that matters. It's also why I like Dark Souls 1 a lot, because you can, in fact, get past a lot of the difficulty of the game by just being good enough at the preparation that you make the rest of the game very easy. That guy has a cool cape. Okay.
Your struggles are in vain. I will take you down. Quick, quick!
I've never actually done this fight.
Let's get
I usually just beat him with a skill check. But because I can't rely on the skill check, since we are only allowed to use him, we have to do it like this. Most of these guys aren't like particularly well equipped. There's that rebel trooper who's really stands out because it's that cape. He's got a unique cape. You see? That's interesting. So, let's hit the fanatical old man. And let's move over here.
Hold on. Let's make it quick. Let's get to it. Out of my way.
Damn, he ran away from them. Son of a bitch. However, I can do something funny here. All these guys are gonna die. No, they're not, actually. Ooh, that's not good.
Here we go. Let's make it quick.
See? I was using bad cover, and so now I died. I'll never respect the dice, and it's just lazy. No matter how good the game looks, it's still bad. Okay, I guess. I don't agree. I think the dice adds a certain level of fun to it, especially if you're just having just playing a game with your friends. And beyond that, I think that I find mathematical games to be fun.
Time to slaughter someone. Scared yet?
That's a lot of damage.
Out of my way. Let's get to it. Here we go. I'll do what it takes. Let's make it quick.
Let's get
Where's the fun? If you're bad and got lucky, you win. If you're good and unlucky, you lose. If that's fun, then gaming is going downhill. I specifically stated that that's not the case. I outright stated that that's not the case. If you're bad, the only way to win is for you to be so extremely lucky that it's not realistic to expect that. And if you're good, the only way for you to lose is for you to either make a mistake or get so impossibly unlucky that you just laugh at it, reload, and then you win the next 9 times that you do that encounter.
Let's make it quick.
Like, that's not how it goes.
on in,
The dice exists, but it exists in 99% of games. Talking about BG3, not Warhammer, by the way. BG3 is the same exact thing. The only way for you to lose in Baldur's Gate 3, like, consistently, is for you to be bad at the game.
Purpose guides me.
I think I'm still gonna die in here. Let's see.
Let's get to it.
how'd you like it?
Damn. It's just a really hard fight here. There's a strategy that I can find here. Maybe if I throw down the fire first, and then they step into it, and then I can explode them. Let's try it like that, yeah. But see, I'm not losing here out of luck. I'm losing here because of bad strategizing. And the same thing goes for Baldur's Gate 3. I've seen people beating the game at level 1 without, like, abusing rolls and saving the game a bunch of times. Like,
None of them.
straight up, people just so good at the game that have such a high understanding of the rules that they are capable of doing that.
Scared yet?
That's not them getting lucky. That's a very pure understanding of the rules of the game. So good because it's easy to be good at the game like that, which was my first point. No, your first point was that the game itself was easy. But then your second point was that the difficulty of the game was uninteresting. Which it isn't. Like, I disagree with the idea that the game is easy to be good at because I couldn't beat Baldur's Gate 3 at level 1. I don't think you could either. I don't think the vast majority of people who have played that game could do that.
Show me what you've got.
That fucked up. I don't think the vast majority of people who play that game could do that. Because it's not that easy. Because if it was, it wouldn't be impressive, but it is. Ever played one of the Sword and Sandal games? Yes, I have. I've beaten all of them. And I think that Swords and Sandal games are a little bit too RNG heavy. You can lose a fight just off of one bad roll. And I think that that's a little uninteresting. At the same time, I hold them in my memory as... I have very good memories of playing those games. If a game like Baldur's Gate 3 was RPG, it would be better. Baldur's Gate 3 is an RPG. Baldur's Gate 3 is it, right? That it's the RPG. I meant a real RPG. There is no realer RPG than a turn-based game. Because the turn-based games were the first RPGs. It's like I said before. It's like I said yesterday. If a turn-based game isn't an RPG, or a real RPG, then nothing is. I'm not talking about the turn-based aspect here. I'm talking about the whole thing, right? Baldur's Gate 3 is an RPG to the peak. To the maximum. Like, if game genres are a spectrum, that means that there is a type of game that is the most RPG. And it's Baldur's Gate 3. It's Solasta. It's Rogue Trader. Like, this is what it means to be an RPG. Every other game that takes parts of this system and implements them in a slightly different way to apply with different rules and stuff are less RPG than Baldur's Gate 3 and other games like it. Why can't I... Crippled leg. What the fuck? What reduced my movement? Fuck. Okay, those guys aren't gonna get close enough to me to be able to hurt me. If it looks like an apple, then it is an apple does not apply here. Yes, Baldur's Gate 3 has what it needs to be called an RPG, but still, it's not. It's like Anakin. He can sit in the council, but he isn't the Jedi Master. I'm not talking about, like, it looking like an RPG. Like, it is. It's Dungeons and Dragons. It's the most RPG any game can be. No game is more of an RPG than Baldur's Gate 3. None. There is no game that you can put forward there is more of an RPG than Baldur's Gate 3. None. It doesn't exist. Because Baldur's Gate 3 doesn't just look like an RPG. It has everything. The Final Fantasy series. The Final Fantasy series, you mean the one that was built around Dungeons and Dragons? The first games of Final Fantasy, the turn-based ones, were built around Dungeons and Dragons. Dungeons and Dragons which is Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3 is Dungeons & Dragons. You're playing Dungeons & Dragons on your computer by yourself. That's all that game is. So if you say that the Final Fantasy series is an RPG because it's copying Dungeons & Dragons, but Dungeons & Dragons isn't an RPG, then I don't know what you're talking about anymore. Like, if you are something because you're copying the original blueprint for that something, but then the original blueprint, I never said D&D isn't an RPG. You said Baldur's Gate 3 isn't an RPG. And Baldur's Gate 3 is the rules of Dungeons & Dragons. Like, yes, but if Baldur's Gate 3 isn't an RPG, you're saying that Dungeons & Dragons isn't an RPG, because it is the exact same rule set. It's the exact same thing. Baldur's Gate 3 is literally just Dungeons & Dragons on your computer.
I'm here, maggots.
That's all it is. There's nothing beyond that in Baldur's Gate 3. It's just Dungeons & Dragons on your computer. So if Baldur's Gate 3 isn't an RPG, then you're saying that Dungeons & Dragons itself isn't an RPG. And at that point, it's like, well, what do you consider an RPG? And then you say Final Fantasy, but Final Fantasy is copying off the blueprint of Dungeons & Dragons. So, you know.
Emperor, protect me.
Did that guy just say Emperor protect me as a heretic? Also, fuck. That's gonna fuck me over. That's just simple thinking. Saying Baldur's Gate 3 is an RPG is like saying Black Myth Wukong is a Souls-like.
Time to slaughter someone.
I haven't played Black Myth Wukong yet, but no, like... saying Baldur's Gate 3 is an RPG is objectively correct. Like, by every single metric. Son of a bitch, dude. There's that sniper. I know there's a way through here. I can almost see it.
This way.
Let's get to it.
Here we go. Let's make it quick.
After a few runs just now, I almost got the gear for a full cleric luck run. Nice. That's for Dark and Darker, by the way. We've been playing Dark and Darker off stream a bit.
I'm here, maggots.
Hold on.
Okay, I'll be able to blow those guys up with a firestorm. So I'm gonna save here.
No mercy.
Nice, all of these are dead.
Let's make it quick.
This guy's gonna die next turn as well. Okay, I think I took out the major threat, which was the melee guys. Now I gotta take out this sharpshooter. Both of them. Fuck. Wow, what the fuck? That was a frag grenade. Son of a bitch. It's a good thing I saved. It's a good thing I saved. So, let's do this. This time he's not gonna die. But maybe I can get away from those guys. Maybe the cover will save me here. Okay, he died. Cool. Nice, he missed.
Here we go.
Yep, hit him. Let's take cover here again.
And conquer.
I don't think you can just spam those grenades, right? Cooldown 2 rounds. So I've got not that much time to finish him off. Plus he got a bolt pistol. I don't know where the fuck he got that.
Make it quick.
That guy's dead. But I'm gonna use him to kill his friend. Very good. Double down on that. Stay behind cover at all times while those sharpshooters are in play. Oh, that's not good. Where'd you come from?
Here we go.
That's new. That's new. Let's not forget terminology was changed over the years. While D&D started it all, it's an old era. Yes, we can't say anything about the founder, but using its system for a newer game with not so great application, might I add, is still lazy and unjustified. That doesn't make it any less of an RPG. Not to mention, I highly disagree, and so do most people. Most people don't believe that it was a lazy application of D&D. Most people think it was an expert application of the systems of D&D. I agree. I think it's a really good game. There's some problems with it. Oh yeah, those motherfuckers are right there. Shit. Let's run this way. But yeah, that doesn't make it any less of an RPG. Quality doesn't really affect the categorization of the game or its genre.
Let's get to it.
But yeah, I disagree by default with the idea that it's a bad game. I don't know, it's not. Oh, fuck me, everything hit? No, I'm not gonna reload. Oh, well, I should have, because I was dead. Beach 3 is a weird version of D&D Next, which was cancelled as a tabletop RPG. Most people rate it overwhelmingly positive on hentai game on Steam, so sorry if that doesn't change my mind. I mean, I was more so talking about the fact that even almost a year after its launch, a single-player game still has an insane amount of players, which is very abnormal. It's much more common for games like that to much more common for games like that to lose their player base after a couple of weeks pass. And yet, if you go and look at the player base of Baldur's Gate 3, people are still playing it. People are still buying it. I'm not talking about the rating. I'm talking about the players.
Let's get to it.
We're talking about a game that doesn't engage in predatory business practices to create an addiction. We're talking about a game that doesn't, like, trick you into playing it. It's a game that is just pure gameplay from the start to the finish. And despite that, it's retained its player base. The only way that it could have done that is if it is in fact a good game. And not just a good game, but an excellent game. Like, you can say that you don't enjoy that type of game, and that's fine, but that doesn't make it a bad game. It's not? Bro, Baldur's Gate 3 is filled with censored propaganda. Don't tell me it's pure gameplay. I don't agree that it's full of propaganda. I understand that it has these topics, but that doesn't mean that they're engaged in an manipulative or a dishonest fashion. The topics are present because they are present. You don't have to engage with those parts of the game at all. Like, I understand what you're referring to, and yeah, you can consider it a woke game. Yeah, sure, absolutely. That doesn't make it a bad game by default. Nor does it make it less of an RPG, which was your initial claim.
Quick. Let's get to it.
Okay. This is getting, pretty bad.
Out of my way.
I just need to survive. Okay, very good. I am behind cover. I'm not going to take a lot of damage here. Ooh, hell yes. Okay, he's dead. Blow him up. Cool. Hide here again. Save. So I respect Lord of the Fallen, Giga Chat dev. Oh, absolutely. I think I respect any dev who worries more about his vision of the game than other people's opinion. And it's why I like Baldur's Gate 3. Not to mention, a lot of the less good aspects of the game, both in story and other things, come not from Larian, the actual makers of the game, but the owners of Dungeons & Dragons, Wizards of the Coast.
Let's get to it. Out of my way. Let's get to it.
Wizards of the Coast took a very heavy hand in the creation of Baldur's Gate 3, and it wasn't to the benefit of the game. Can I not get that guy? No, I can't. Is this enough to get him? No, one more. Let's make him explode, which will hit that guy as well. Right? Yes. Not dead, not dead, dead. And then we'll hide here again. But yeah, I think it's important to look at games beyond ideology. Because at the end of the day, if Lords of the Fallen had all of the right messaging, all of the right opinions, all of the right stuff, and yet when it came out it was still a bad game, like, you know, and it was, like, it wasn't fun to play, it wasn't engaging, it wasn't good, it needed a lot of work, and it received that work, and afterwards it was a good game, but before then it wasn't. And all this stuff about it having the right messaging, having the right opinions, having all the right stuff, it didn't really help it. It only matters if you have a good game. And Baldur's Gate 3 is a good game. Let's make every single character romanceable, even better. Well, yeah, that's a druid. That's a man who can turn into a bear. And you don't even have to engage with, you know, romancing the bear. You can, you don't have to. Although I will say, Halsin is not the best of characters. He's pretty much just horny all the time, and I don't think that's good for the character at all. We already have these. I pulled it off, though. Even if it wouldn't be a joke, it's not funny. It doesn't give anything to the story or gameplay. It's a fucked up strat. I mean, but you don't have to engage with it. That's the thing. Like, at all. You can completely ignore the romances.
See the forbidden.
But the people who enjoy that, enjoy having that in the game. And somebody who doesn't can ignore it. Can just not engage with it. At all. The game doesn't force it down your throat.
Intriguing.
Just because I don't have to engage in it doesn't mean it's not there. They target the horny player base for the cloud. I don't respect that. That's fair. But at the same time, the same could be said for Lords of the Fallen, that they targeted people who like dark fantasy for the clout. The question isn't what their player base is. The question is the game good? Does it play well? Does it engage with the genre that it's trying to engage with in a good manner? And Baldur's Gate 3 absolutely does that. And Lords of the Fallen, after the major update, after patch 2.0, absolutely does that. It's not about woke or unwoke, it's about, is the game good? And the game is good. Hell yeah. Big level up. I don't think there's anything I want that much here. I'll just go with psychic stuff. It's probably going to be backdraft. Blade of Light would also be really good, but I struggle to hit things. Weapon skill it is. We've got perception, intelligence. Get that shit open so I can talk to this dipshit. Show me your arsenal. Soul Siphon. If used by a Psyker, whenever the sword hits an enemy, failed recognition is reduced by -1, deals additional +1 damage. What's the +1? Psi rating. Whereas this one does the opposite. This one is actually making me safer, whereas this one is the opposite, huh? Okay, I think I'll go with this one. Make it a little safer on myself. They're pretty much the same weapon, regardless. Oh wait, this is only on critical hits, and then I get the damage. Ooh, that's not good. That's not good at all. I also got a Psychic Body Glove. Yep, definitely taking that. Big bonus to Psychic rating. Let's put this on you. Got a Plasma Pistol, you can have it. Oh, he can use that. Interesting. Unexpected. You can have this, sure. Yeah, there's nothing I want to look at. Alright, let's talk to Governor Medne. There's not much to talk about. He just wants us to go check out the other guys. Nice. Let's see. Bidget 3 is from people just keep saying it's good because they don't want to be the ones they say go to bed because they fear the 8. I disagree. I found it very good. I think it engages with the mechanics of 5th edition better than 5th edition itself. And in fact, 5th edition then updated and tried to apply a lot of the mechanics from Baldur's Gate 3 onto itself. Because people enjoyed it so much. Like, people liked the things that Baldur's Gate 3 added so much that Wizards of the Coast added those mechanics into Dungeons and Dragons. Alright, let's take some time, equip everybody, also, you know, unwind a bit, because that last fight was a little tough. Yeah, you've got the plasma pistol, you can keep that. You. I will give you... Which one of these do I give you? I'll give you this one. For now, you could just run like this. Yeah, I'll run with these two as my backup weapons. Don't really have a use for this. We'll hold on to this for now. Let's compare these a bit. There. Cargo. You already have that, so that can go away. This can be thrown out. There. Blast wave. It's a pretty good shotgun. Sure, you can have that. Noise suppression helmet. When it kills an enemy in a 1-cell radius with a shot, they gain resolve until the end of combat. That. I don't know who'd benefit from that, actually. You've got pretty high fellowship, don't you? Higher than your intelligence, so sure, you can have this. We could throw this out. We could throw this out. This... No. We could throw that out. Conviction Iconoclastic. Does anybody need a helmet? She kinda does. Sure, hold on to this for now. Give this to you. I don't actually know who to give this to. I guess I'll give you this. And you can have the tech use. I like to make sure everybody is well equipped, because I don't know at which point this will feel like it's impossible to finish, so I'm just making sure that if things go badly, we have everything covered. Let's throw this out. Cargo. We still have this one. Hers is better. It's for ranged attacks, right? Yep. Sure, you can have an extra 5% damage. Nobody here can use this. Yeah, sure, throw it out. We're gonna hold on to the Veil Render just in case. Let's level everybody else up. Okay. I'll go with Epicenter of Slaughter for him. Okay. You're a Psyker, so that's what we should do for you. Sure, can be intelligence. For you. Yep, extra agility is huge. Demolition. Revel and Slaughter upgrade. Agility upgrade. Let's focus on this stuff for you as well. I think it's this one that's really good. Yep. Let's give you more awareness. She already got maxed out willpower. Let's max out her perception. Fellowship. And as for you, we've maxed out your agility for now. We've maxed out your Medicae. What should we do? I guess demolitions isn't bad because she has really high agility. So sure. Combat Master is really good. No melee superiority bonuses to enemies. D&D 2024 is further away from Baldur's Gate than 2014. I'm talking, they added a lot of the stuff from weapons and stuff. But no, D&D works because it's meant to be a board game, and in some cases IRL roleplay, but translate that into a video game the way BG3 did doesn't make sense, because actual luck doesn't exist in games. RNG is different from luck because it was tested by many people in many games that a game does not know what luck means, and outcomes are biased and can be exploited. You understand that a random number generator is literally just generating a number at random, like, perfectly statistical, right? People found a way to know which random stat to get by upgrading in a certain sequence. That's because Genshin itself has a pity system where it tries to help you. The same thing exists in Baldur's Gate 3, but you can turn it off. Like, what you're saying is objectively untrue. Not for upgrades, it doesn't. It does. It has a pity system no matter what. Like, if it didn't have a pity system, you wouldn't be able to do that. RNG is literally just generating a random number out of a sequence. Like, it cannot not be random because it's literally calculating a percentage and then it's basically choosing a number at random without any further input. RNG is a thing. Let's take a look around here. Use my wimpy muscles. The fuck is this? I got 2 stacks of that? Let's not. Not true randomness, no, never was and never will be. It's not even secret or new info. Yeah, I don't know about that. Regardless, that's not why the game is interesting. I think you can...
The world trembles.
I think that you can absolutely translate the systems of Dungeons and Dragons into a turn-based game on PC. And I think Baldur's Gate 3 is living proof of that. You know what I mean? But if they made it into a movie, not a game, they'd have to make 100 different movies.
Perfection.
Because there are 100 different ways to go through the game, to the point that there were people when the game launched, and not just a handful of people, but a lot of people who would play the game, and then they would go online and watch somebody else play and see a completely different playthrough than their own. I think something like most of the Metal Gear Solid games, Last of Us, pretty much anything coming out of a Sony studio is much closer to a movie game than Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate is pure player interaction. Like, everything you do in Baldur's Gate is your choice, from the creation of your character, to what they say, to how they say it, to who they are, is pure player interaction. To say that that could have been a movie is who completely miss the point of RPGs.
May vitality nourish us.
Yet, von Valancius. To the best of my knowledge, I do admit,
Blah, 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 blah.
I arrived here with an escort squad, only to loot.
Yeah, let's give him this sword. Throw this here.
Remember, innocence proves nothing.
Thick skin, yeah. I'm gonna give you willpower. More willpower. Psyker Minoris. Alright. So I'm gonna have more engaging gameplay than Baldur's Gate 3, to be honest. I highly disagree. Highly disagree. Having different routes of gameplay in a game is not a good thing unless the game is good. And because Baldur's Gate 3 is a good game, objectively, it does all of the things that make a good RPG, and it does them very well. Having additional routes is a good thing.
Unexplored.
Like, I don't know what to tell you, dog. It's like, it's just the way it is. Okay, I know these guys aren't particularly strong, unless they've been reworked since. Yeah, 5 to 6 damage, we'll be fine. Why am I not able to charge at this guy? I was able to charge past, but not at. Nah. Okay. Like, I can understand not enjoying turn-based games, but to jump from that into saying that Baldur's Gate 3 is a bad game is not realistic. Because by every metric, it is a good game. I'll hit you with fire. Ignite. It's too close. Don't really have to worry about these guys hitting me. They can't actually damage me. I enjoy turn-based games. PG3 is not a good turn-based game. I'd rather play Honkai Impact. Okay. I don't think any game where you can pay to win it is a game. It's a trick to get you to spend money.
Through chaos,
Cut these guys.
I need no guidance.
Ooh, the next fight is actually going to be really rough unless I do enough damage. Ooh, that's going to be fucked. Damn, they beat the shit out of each other, huh? There you go. Dead, not dead, not dead, not dead, not dead, not dead.
Blood-soaked tribute.
I can see why these guys failed to protect this place. Expedition 33 is what a good turn-based game looked like, but no, Baldur's Gate 3, too afraid to be creative. They said, let's try to be D&D the sequel so we attract the fan base instead of making our own. They made their own fan base, absolutely. They made it with Divinity Original Sin.
Embrace true power.
I'm a cheat. I'm gonna look this up. But yes, I think Expedition 33 is also a good example of an RPG, but it is a different turn-based RPG. Dude is level 20 now. Nice. Galvanic him. Omnisci Arcane Key Immortal Intelligence. Different POV is different game, it's just third-person view. It is a completely different game beyond the different POV, lol. Completely different mechanics, completely different way to approach the turn-based RPG genre. It's completely different. The fact that one is third-person and the other is isometric is like the smallest of differences. When will they hits a target with the arc rifle, they also attack all targets. It just made you able to action mid-turns like parry and stuff, but it's not that different, it's just better. The very philosophy behind how the turn-based system works in Expedition 33 is different from the way that it works in Baldur's Gate 3. Expedition 33 is much closer to something like a Final Fantasy than it is to D&D.
There is a fervor in my
And I do
soul.
mean the later Final Fantasies, like 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Crush the feeble!
Death to the weak.
Let's hope I don't take too much damage.
Chaos guides me.
Cool.
One step closer.
We do need to back off, even if it costs us some health. Oh, he missed.
Ruin beckons.
Fire. Let's back off. 7 isn't turn-based, huh? Final Fantasy 7 is absolutely turn-based. The new one might not be, but the remake might not be, but 7 is absolutely turn-based.
Out of my way.
guys are not the smartest.
Purpose guides me. Sow the seeds of discord.
Chaos guides me. I serve the ruinous powers.
Wow.
Death to non-believers.
You meant the original? Yeah, I'm not talking about the remake. The remake is much less of an RPG than the original was. It still has a lot of things there, but it's much more of a story-driven adventure game. It still has RPG mechanics, but it's much less so. And definitely way less of an RPG than anything with the Baldur's Gate or D&D name attached to it. That guy's dead too.
I will triumph.
Okay, they can see me. They should try to get to me.
My resolve is unshaken.
That was dumb. Tess has more gameplay than Baldur's Gate 3.
Purpose guides me.
You say that as if chess doesn't have a shit ton of gameplay.
Out of my way.
Like, chess absolutely has a lot of game to it. Definitely more than any gacha game, where 90% of the gameplay is just pay for it, Lamau. Just buy the better unit, lol. I don't want fucking wounds yet. Tic-tac-toe has more gameplay too. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It's like I said, it's okay to not like the game. But to make objective criticism that is just untrue, it's not... It isn't honest.
Death to the weak. Chaos guides me.
Gods of Cynicism, when I use these games as example, I'm not talking about that. The problem is that the gacha system colors the entire rest of the game. You cannot talk about these systems without engaging with... You cannot talk about these games without engaging with gacha. What do you mean it isn't honest? It's my honest opinion. It can be your honest opinion, but it's... You can honestly have that opinion, but that doesn't make it an honest opinion to have. Or at least a logical one. Because you're making an objective criticism that is not actually based on objective metrics and is instead based on subjective opinion metrics. Because if you'll remember, the very first criticism that you had for Baldur's Gate to justify why you didn't like it wasn't based on any of the systems, it was based on the way that it portrayed a world with, you know, what could be considered, and is, by all metrics, sexual degeneracy.
Out of my
And while I can understand how that is revolting to some extent, that doesn't affect the actual gameplay.
One step.
And like I said, if you look past that, and you can do so very easily, you have a very good game. Jesus, fucking 2 Chaos Spawn.
I need no guidance.
But is the game good enough for me to ignore the sexual degen shit? No, it's not good enough for that. Maybe good enough for people who don't ignore it, but not those who do. But that's the thing. You don't need to engage with any of that stuff. None of that will ever be on screen unless you choose to put it on screen. Fucking 3 of them, goddamn. You literally do not have to engage with it at all in the game. Yeah, I'm just gonna try and see if I can't gun him down, I guess.
Purpose
Do this.
guides me.
Let's do this again. More damage. If I give you a 6 and I told you not to use it, keep it in your room, will you agree? But that's not what the game is. Not to mention, it's not like... It's not like you don't have to work to get that. That's like... You basically got to a city, specifically sought out the red light district, got to the red light district, and then started complaining that there were prostitutes there. Like, I understand the criticism, I just don't think it's fair criticism. Let me see here. Let's just gun him down, I guess. Did that deal any damage? Dealt a bit, I guess. Not going nowhere near those things. It's not the same. You're saying this like it's the same as GTA situation, but it is not. It absolutely is. It absolutely is. The game gives you the choice to interact with these things. It does not force you to. It just gives you the option. You can choose to engage with that option, or you can choose not to engage with that option. Nothing compels you to actually go out and, you know, romance Halcyon. Nothing forces you to do that. You can choose to completely ignore the fact that you can romance Halcyon, and the fact that you can ask him to turn into a bear while you're doing things with him. Nothing forces you to actually interact with that. It absolutely is. Actually, no. It's less of a GTA thing because GTA puts its adult situations front and center as part of its franchise. Why'd you specify him, huh? Why? Because you brought up the bear sex. Twice.
Purpose guides me.
So because you specified him, I specified him as well. That thing is stuck there. Guess I have to move closer. Not twice, only once. But still, you were the one who brought him up. And I'm pretty sure you mentioned him twice. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you mentioned the bear twice. Regardless, I brought him up because you brought him up. Did you romance the bear? No. But in fact, every follower in the game is skippable as a follower. No, I don't think every follower is... Yes, every follower is skippable. You are correct. I was thinking of Dragon Age for some reason. I was like, is every follower skippable? And then for some reason Morrigan popped up in my head and I was like, wait, Morrigan's from a different game. But like, would you consider Dragon Age Origins a good RPG? I think most people would. I think most people would consider it one of the best RPGs out there, right? If you spit at me... one day you'll read BG3 is only good because of D&D. No. No, I don't think I will. Because I would actually argue that Baldur's Gate 3 would have been better without D&D. And I just have to look at Larian's work with the original Sin games to know that for a fact.
My ascension has only just begun.
How? I found the Mind Flayer storyline to be extremely forced and out of place in Baldur's Gate. And the only reason that was present was because...
Stings.
The only reason that was in the game was because of Wizards of the Coast intervening in the creative process and stating that the only way they would allow Larian to work with the Baldur's Gate brand was if they made it about Mind Flayers, which never had anything to do with the Baldur's Gate series. They were present in Baldur's Gate 2 as, like, a side antagonist. And when I say side antagonist, I mean there was 2 dungeons total where they appear. And after that, they didn't appear again.
Time to leave my mark upon the
And to
galaxy.
suddenly make them the main enemy of Baldur's Gate 3 was not just bad, it was terrible for the game. It demolished the actual build-up for the Dead 3, which were the ones that Larian actually wanted to work with. It prevented the antagonists from actually being antagonists. It prevented the focus of Baldur's Gate to be on the Baldur's Gate storyline, which is the Bhaalspawn. Yeah. But that has nothing to do with actual... that has nothing to do with... Did I do it? I think I fucked it up. But that has nothing to do with Baldur's Gate 3 being a bad game. It has everything to do with Wizards of the Coast being a bad company that needs to get the fuck out of the way. Which type would you prefer then? I would have preferred to focus on the actual Ballspawn saga and its
My path. My
I don't know if I'm succeeding here. I would have preferred it's not Wizards of the Coast, it's Hasbro. Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro are pretty much run by the same person. Not to mention, and I'll say this a million times for the people who don't know, Wizards of the Coast got taken over by the banks, and since then they've been nothing but a terrible company. But that has nothing to do with Baldur's Gate 3. It has everything to do with it has everything to do with Wizards of the Coast intervening where they shouldn't have. Like, the game would have been better if Wizards of the Coast had just not done anything. Like, just say, oh, you want it? Sure. Absolutely, go nuts. If they had done that, we would have gotten Ballspawn powers instead of Mind Flayer powers. We would have gotten an actual Ballspawn as the canonical protagonist of the game. We would have gotten the game would have just been better. Wizards of the Coast intervention was the worst thing to happen to that game.
Intriguing.
And the only problems that I have with it are story focused. And it's exclusively regarding the intervention of Wizards of the Coast. I would have hoped they went for Resident Evil because of the movie, because of the movie. That would have made very little sense because they're... Like, maybe there might have been some Red Wizards of Tai involved, but the focus isn't on a Seredak or the Red Wizards or Tay or Chult in any way, shape, or form. It's Baldur's Gate. It's the Ballspawn. It's the Dead 3. That's the focus. Baldur's Gate is not an enemy type, to be honest. Yes, but the story of Baldur's Gate, the series, has always been focused on the Ballspawn and the struggle between them to take back their father's power. It ended in Baldur's Gate 2, Throne of Ball, but people have been wanting more from that for a while. And I was extremely disappointed that what we got was what we got. Instead of a story focused on the Ballspawn again, it was... This actually looks pretty good, not gonna lie. Kinda digging it.
There is a fervor in my soul.
Alright, we can't use our own character, we have to use Pascal, so
Empyrean guides my gaze.
we don't got a choice. I don't know you. Who are you? Why have we met before? Perhaps the Master has blinded your eyes to trifles so that you may behold what is true. May our Master blind you too, brother. Yeah, bitch.
On my next offering.
Let's go here. overload that shit. He has to do it himself. Alright, we gotta do it ourselves. By the way, Ant, you're currently playing a turn-based game with certain mechanics and having fun. Wouldn't you have preferred Baldur's Gate 3 to play like this? No. It's a completely different game. I would absolutely not have preferred if Baldur's Gate 3 played like this. I play Baldur's Gate because I want to play with the mechanics of Dungeons and Dragons. I enjoy Baldur's Gate 3 for what it is. Did I fail that? I succeeded. Dude, why the fuck did you punish me for succeeding? The fuck? Stupid. Okay. So I'm thinking we now take Biomancy or Sanctic Powers. Both of these would be good. Biomancy would be really good because I could hit somebody and then poison them, or I can heal myself. So I'm gonna go with Biomancy. Yeah, toxic damage. Very nice. I want to give him all his origin talents. Yep. He's already got that. Sure, let's upgrade his Medicae. Cool. Jim? Sure. Give me just a second to finish up here. And then we'll head to the gym. Cleric luck run will be between 300 and 400 with big luck potion. Ooh. That is big. This is heavy. It's not that good. Throw it out. If I'm not mistaken, he has the ability to use melta-guns, doesn't he? Yes. So if we get a melta pistol for him, that'll be really good. Let me see, what's the staff that you have? A Biomancer staff, Siphon Life. I'll take that off you, if you don't mind. Yeah. Take life from a guy and give it to myself. Or to a nearby ally. You can have this instead. But I will keep this this shank here. That dodge reduction is huge.
The world trembles beneath my feet.
Blah, 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 blah. Okay. And now we can activate this. It's gonna open that gate there. Blah, 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 blah. Hmm. So, okay. Different genre, talk for a bit. If an RTS or turn-based strategy game, any recommendation? Command and Conquer is pretty good. I like Dawn of War a lot. I'm mostly a fan of 2, but 1 is also really good. It's a shame they never made Dawn of War 3, but maybe we'll hear about Dawn of War 4 tomorrow with Warhammer Skulls. Very excited about that. StarCraft is also really good. Warcraft 3 is one of the peak, right? Like, Warcraft 3 is peak, and it's been getting a bit of a resurgence of players recently because a bunch of streamers are playing it. Really good game. So that's my recommendations. Dawn of War, StarCraft, and Warcraft. StarCraft is my game, but I'm sad it's gone silent. Yeah, that's kind of the problem with StarCraft. It's not that boring of a... It's not that exciting of a game to play at high level. Warcraft 3 is much more fun because pretty much every game is going to be slightly different due to that little bit of RNG, right? Warcraft 3 Peak, where to get it though? I mean, you can just buy it on Battle.net. It's like, what, $30? Just buy it on Battle.net. Regardless, I enjoy Gladius as well. Gladius is pretty good. Gladius is less of an RTS and more of a quadruple A, I think it's called. It's like one of those grand strategy things. Regardless, fellas, that's actually, unfortunately, going to be it for today. Next week, we will be returning for Rogue Trader. I forgot the fucking name of the game. We'll be returning to Rogue Trader to finish out this this little section, and then the next bit with everything. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to have a lot of fun, at least. I don't know if the heretics are going to have a lot of fun. I say the heretics if I'm not a heretic. Regardless, I hope everybody had a good time. I am going to drop you guys off with somebody else. I'm not a bear romancer. I didn't romance the bear. Let's see. Who do I drop you guys off with? I'm gonna drop you guys off with Space Cloud, who is playing Bloodborne for the first time, and it seems like he's getting stomped out by Ludwig here, which is pretty fun. But I'll drop you guys off with him. I hope you guys have a good time. I'm gonna go hit the gym, get that pump on, and I'll see all of you guys next time. Check out the YouTube, like, subscribe there, follow on Twitch.